Okay. So I didn't know how I was going to start this, but it's just the worst possible time. As usual, we actually have people over and I'm like, I'm going to make a YouTube video. But I wanted to make a video kind of talking about our experience with like Barcroft and Truly and like all that entails. Also, please don't come for me for my nails because I do them myself. Quarantine. So first things first, my extensions did not match at all. We know that. We knew that. Got a lot of comments about that. Honestly, I would take those. If I learned anything from this, don't read the comments. Like, don't read the comments. For real. Like, if you want sanity, don't do it. Just don't fucking do it. Especially on Facebook, because they will come for you. And they tried. God, like, it was a lot. The whole Barcroft experience was a lot. So they approached me through my DMs, like slid into my DMs on Instagram because they found me through a age gap relationship hashtag. And they asked to set up a phone call, which was cool and fine and dandy. And the girl I talked to was really cool. Like, she was really sweet. Like, we really got along. And she was, like, decent. She did warn me in the meeting. She's like, by the way, if you want to do this, like, you want to have us interview you, don't read the comments, basically. She's like, you have to be prepared for a lot of people saying a lot. And they did. To clarify, I'm not kidnapped. I'm not scared. I get really nervous on camera, like talking to cameras. I get really embarrassed and nervous, kind of like now. So I start talking really fast and then I stare at it like, ah, help me, I'm scared. But not scared because like I want to leave. Scared because I get nervous on camera. Sorry, just do. But I fixed my extensions. Good news, they like kind of match now. I feel like super like, it's the fact that she never left the emo phase for me. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so she contacted us through Instagram, ended up on a phone call. And like a month or two went by or whatever, and we kind of like planned the whole Truly shoot, like what we were gonna do, how we were gonna talk about it. We ended up on like a couple Zoom meetings with a handful of people who were like directors, because usually I guess they send a film crew to do it, but because quarantine we had to do it all on the iPhone, which was weird. Thankfully we got our friends to help us with that because we're both super awkward people. And it wasn't gonna fly with us. So we got that down and that was cool. And the Zoom meetings were fine. They kind of told us an outline of what they wanted and sent us an email with how they wanted it, why they wanted it, stuff like that. Like shots, like, oh, we want your hands holding a mug, or like, we want you to look at each other, something like that. And they ask a lot of questions. Like they give you questions to answer and you have to answer them. Like if I was like, what are you eating for dinner? You'd have to answer them like, tonight I'm eating chicken and rice for dinner because, like, you're in like 3rd grade, like when you had to fill out this fucking forms, if anyone remembers that. But yeah, that happened. So we got all of that stuff. They handed us off to about 4 different people because I guess the people who were working for them either A, got fired, or B, like ended up leaving for some reason, or like they got too busy with other projects. So we just kept getting handed off from like person to person to person, and we finally ended up with like the last person who was impossible to get a hold of. Mind you, we wrapped filming like 3 months ago and it just came out 2 weeks ago max. And I understand there's like production time and everything, but it was super weird. Like the contracts they had us sign were the night before it came out. Like the contracts that you have to sign to make sure that you get your stuff out was the night before, maybe. And like, had we not signed that, had we not seen the email, it wouldn't have gone out, like ever. Which was really weird. And getting a hold of them to ask them like technical questions and stuff, impossible. Like, impossible. It's insanity, honestly. They have a clause in one of their contracts, I guess, for legal reasons. This is a joke. Total joke, like not serious. Those are my boots, by the way. They keep squeaking because I'm sitting on the floor because I like sitting on the, it seemed like the best place to do this. But You're supposed to sign a contract with them and they own your story for a couple months, which we couldn't do because, you know, reasons. We just didn't end up doing it. But if you do sign it, you get paid like $100 for 10 hours of your life of filming and millions of harassing comments on the internet. We love it. We love to see it. So yeah, you can sign your life away for $100, or you can not sign it and keep the rights to your own story. Go with that. Roll with that. Yeah. So that's whack. Super whack. They're really interesting people. They like want you to feel like they're friendly and there for you, but I don't think they are. At the end of the day, it's very like Jerry Springer. We want to exploit you. And I'm not exactly cool with that. Like the way they shot, they took everything. I gave them so much footage. We gave them about 8 hours worth of footage to put into 5 minutes, and that's fine. I mean, even a YouTube video, you film for 30 minutes, you take it down to a 5-minute video. Easy, whatever. These people literally used maybe a third of it and like sat there, I don't know, doing what? Fucking smoking crack or something, like just sitting there throwing it away, basically, like, oh, useless. Like anything where we talked about ourselves seriously as me as an artist or a makeup artist or Tara in her gallery or anything like that, they literally took that footage and just went, we don't want it, we don't need it, like whatever. Anything that's controversial is what they want. They want like they want to ask me questions about dating a trans woman. Like, have you ever done that before? Like, do you have a problem with it? Like, does your family hate you? Like, how much do they hate you? Do they not talk to you anymore? Can we talk to them if they don't talk to you anymore? That sort of thing. Like very reality TV. Don't actually want to help. Nothing of the sort. They literally just want to exploit you, which is not cool in my book. Like, honestly, I wish someone would have told me all of this before I went into it, because I don't know if I would have done it had someone told me like what the fuck I was getting into. It's a lot. And it takes like at least 2 or 3 months of going back and forth and signing contracts and making sure there's no copyrighted anything or anything like that, which is weird. You can't wear black on camera, by the way, which black is my, it's like my shit. That's all I wear. So finding outfits was really weird, and then getting roasted for my hair, fair. That's fair. Hair thing, on lock. Like, you can Brad Mondo roast me all day long. Like, that was fair. To be, yeah, I feel like that's cool. Yeah, it was just, it was. And now it's on their YouTube page and has like 100,000 views, which is super, and it's great. But some of the comments, I mean, some of the comments were so sweet. Some people were like, wow, you guys are really in love, and like, wow, this is so cool. And then there's comments that were so rude and like transphobic and mean and just nasty that you're like sitting there wondering how people can just do that. I mean, like, honestly, I get it, you know, some people were like, oh, this will never last. And I'm like, I literally responded to them and I'm like, we'll enjoy it for as long as it does. I don't know what else to say besides that. Like, it's someone else's relationship, and if everyone's 18 and consenting, how does that involve you? I keep looking that way, there's nothing there. Fucking like, fuck. Just talking with my hands. It'd be like that sometimes. Yeah, truly, Barcroft is a super shady company, and I'm not into it. I'm probably gonna get sued for this, which is cool. I mean, like, exposure, it's what they wanted. Content. Tea. I don't like how they want to exploit so many people, and there's so many people out there who are gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'll totally sign a contract with you where you can use my name and my story for X amount of time. Like, somehow in my book that's not really cool. I have to refocus this, hold on. Focused. You know, it's just weird to me that people would want you to sign your life away, and the fact that they're in England too. I mean, they have people in New York and LA, which is fine. But getting a hold of them, like I said, is impossible. It takes like weeks to get them to respond to anything, and you have to send them multiple emails to get them to respond. I mean, and when you tell them you don't want to run something, you don't want to do something, they do it anyways. Like, they don't fucking care. Like, they just have fun. You sign the contract. Yeah, so anyone going into it, I would honestly say, like, be mindful of the fact that people are gonna say shit all day long, because they are, especially on Facebook. Like, Facebook is a very nasty place. A lot of people are telling me I'm going to hell, but like, we been knew that. Yeah, be mindful of the comments. Don't sign the 6-month thing. Don't do it. It's not worth $100. I promise. It's not worth the heartache of like wanting to use something. And if your story goes viral, let's say, and like a bunch of news outlets pick it up, they make money off of you. Not cool. You need to make your own money. Like, you deserve it. I promise. Don't spend your time arguing with them, because there's no point. If you are gonna do it in the way that you want to. Basically give them the finger and tell them that this is how you want it to be filmed. Period. Period. Like, period. There's no other way to do it, I don't think. I'm lucky that I had someone who would stick up for me in that sense. Like, Tara, she really stood her ground. And I was not gonna do that, because I'm scared of people. Yeah, you want to do that though. You want to be like, this is how I'm gonna film it. This is our story. This is why we're filming it. Like, any age gap, sort of anything like that, you're gonna need it. And look at the other videos too, and see how they portray other people's relationships, and if you want to be portrayed that way. Because everyone else doesn't seem to have a problem with it. Like, I know people who have done this multiple times with them and still have like good standing with them, and I'm just like, how? Like, how? They're rude, they're impatient, like, I don't get it personally, but what do I know? Yeah, I don't know. It's all really strange. I guess it's relative as to like your story too. I'm super overprotective of everyone, including like Tara's family, my family. I don't want them involved. Like, you don't need to be talking to my mom or no. And there's a point. I mean, I get it. If you're doing like a huge documentary, like, yeah, talk to my mom, talk to my grandma. Number one, no one wants to watch a documentary about me, so we're not doing that. Number two, it's my grandma. Like, no, stay away from her. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, or if you want me to respond to like comments or anything like that, anything you want to know, want to see about the Barcroft Truly experience, leave a comment. Let me know. Follow me on Instagram. I don't know, check out my website. I don't fucking know. But yeah, tomorrow I turn 24, and I wanted to get this done before then, because I want it all to be behind me before then. New year, new me. Haha, just kidding, coronavirus. Yeah. I also should probably end this before other people come inside and like hear me talking to myself. Totally normal. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna end this. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about it, by the way. I'll link the video below, like in the little description section, and you guys can tell me what you think. Yeah. And I'll try to be more consistent on YouTube, because I got a cool new camera that has this great little viewfinder thingy, so I can actually see what I'm doing now, and I don't have to use my phone. Like, I'm not whack anymore. And she has a tripod. Like, what? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna end this now. I will talk to you guys later. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, whatever. I already said that. Okay. Happy birthday, Ashley. How do I stop this?